It is going to be a busy night in the Storm Center. We have a lot of strong thunderstorms growing in Nebraska, and they're coming this way. Sioux Falls, we're probably looking at getting some of those stronger storms later tonight around sunset. There's already a tornado watch posted south of Sioux Falls down along the Missouri River. Not only tornadoes, could see some large hail, some strong winds, and even some areas of heavy rain with flash flooding possible. We'll have an update from the Storm Center in just a moment. KELOLAND News starts now.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group, KELOLAND News first at 4.
Investigators are hoping an age-progressed picture of Serenity Denard could help authorities find the girl who's been missing for 4 years.
Plus, reactions are mixed among pork producers about how California's law about mother pigs will impact the industry.
And later, Mother's Day also means Racing Day for Houston Speedway. We're going to show you what's new out at the racetrack. Good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in to First at 4. I'm Don Jorgensen.
And I'm Kelly Volk. Fallen Wisconsin deputy Katie Lysing, who was shot and killed last week, was laid to rest this afternoon. Lysing was killed during a traffic stop on Saturday. Officials say the suspected shooter, 29-year-old Jeremiah Johnson, fled into the woods and died by suicide.
Lysing worked at the Pennington County Sheriff's Office from February of 2020 to January of 2022. A group from the Sheriff's Office attended today's funeral in Wisconsin. Deputies who work with her want people to remember her positive attitude, willingness to help, and outstanding work in the field.
Today, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children released a new age progression picture of Serenity Denard. May 12th is Serenity's 14th birthday. Serenity disappeared more than 4 years ago.
She was last seen running out of the Children's Home Society in the Black Hills the morning of February 3rd, 2019. An extensive search was launched with several law enforcement agencies and members of the community searching for her. Investigators are asking the public to focus on the age progression image and share it on social media in hopes of finding her. Serenity has blue eyes and dark blonde hair.
If you know where Serenity Denard is, please contact the Pennington County Sheriff's Office.
All right, another story we are following could be developing later tonight, and that's our weather.
Yeah, sounds like a concern, Megan.
It is. We do have that strong line of severe weather in Nebraska that is moving to the north through this afternoon. It's been producing severe thunderstorm warnings in flashing yellow boxes on our radar, along with tornado warnings in the flashing red boxes, along with actual tornadoes that have been spotted. This will continue moving to the north as we head through this afternoon. Right now, though, we only have a few rain showers in northern South Dakota along with western South Dakota. Nothing severe out of our systems right now, just some heavy rain and lightning this afternoon. We are watching for those other storms to hit around the Yankton area around 7 o'clock tonight. We have a tornado watch in effect until 9 o'clock tonight here in these red areas in southern KELOLAND. Large hail, strong winds. We could see a few tornadoes along with heavy rainfall that could produce flash flooding, including a flood watch around the Marshall, Minnesota area, where we do have that potential for heavy rain in the areas that got significant rainfall on Thursday. This flood watch is for tomorrow. For tonight, 61 our low in Sioux Falls, 58 in Aberdeen, 59 in Pierre, and 49 in Rapid City. The winds do start picking up, especially if you are under these thunderstorms. Tomorrow, 72 in Sioux Falls, 66 in Aberdeen, 67 in Pierre, and 61 in Rapid City. We'll take a closer look at the timing of these storms in just a little bit.
All right. Thanks a lot, Megan. Governor Kristi Noem and 24 fellow Republican governors sent a letter to the Secretary of Education opposing proposed changes regarding Title IX and the fairness of girls' and women's sports. The proposed change says that it would be a violation of Title IX if transgender students are banned from participating on the sports teams consistent with their gender identity. In the letter to the Education Secretary, the governors are asking the new rules be withdrawn or delayed until the U.S. Supreme Court can address questions raised in several pending cases. The letter also says, quote, the proposed regulation would turn the purpose of Title IX on its head and threaten many achievements of the women in athletics. The secretary says that these rule changes allow every student to have the full experience of attending school in America free from discrimination.
The U.S. Supreme Court has rejected a challenge to California's Proposition 12 law, which affects the local pork industry. The law bans California pork sales derived from mother pigs housed in less than 24 square feet. Pork producers have said the law could force changes across the industry. The president of the Iowa Pork Producers Association says a few newly constructed farms in the state were built to the specifications of Proposition 12, but adds that she has not heard of many people converting their farms to these standards.
But kind of the frustrating thing with what came out of the Supreme Court is they set a really bad precedent. They set a precedent that a state can make arbitrary guidelines. So it's really hard going forward to know where will the boundaries and limitations be on what they can define for how we raise our animals.
However, some Iowa farmers say they can adapt to these changes.
I can understand their frustration and their anguish, but in all honesty, I think what California is doing is a step in the right direction.
Is an operation like this scalable?
Yes, I think it is. I firmly believe it is. I have no doubt about that. And doggone it, we live in a time and we see an industry that can adapt and it can change.
Officials say the cost to comply with Proposition 12 for the pork industry could be $290 million to $350 million.
The Iowa Board of Regents is preparing to raise tuition at state's public universities by 3.5% for the upcoming academic year. If approved by the board, the annual cost of the in-state undergraduate tuition would increase by $600 at the University of Iowa and by about $300 at Iowa State University and the University of Northern Iowa. Just 10 years ago, tuition at Iowa State was about $6,600. Now it's at almost more than $10,000. Coming up after the break, we are going to look at the latest situation happening at the U.S.-Mexico border after Title 42 ended overnight.
Plus,